All right, kiddies. This one's a little bit scary. This is from Zero Hedge. Major banks, major Australian banks are going cashless. Forced acceptance of CBDCs next. That's central bank digital currencies. The core problems of the central bank digital currencies have been addressed many times here, but it may bear repeating these two facts. First, in a cashless society, all privacy in trade is lost. And second, banks and governments will control access to all of your money. If such a system is allowed, it will act as a major stepping stone to a technocratic authoritarianism. It's inevitable. And, this is getting scarily close with things like, you want to get Elon Musk creating things like X and turning it into the Everything app. It's only just down the street from integrating it with this sort of thing. And I'm terrified. I mean, I live here. So I want the USA to sort of rescue me straight away, please. The Australian government and central bank have been involved in a beta test for the past year with the proliferation of CBDCs in mind. Partnership projects with the Bank for International Settlements and pilot programs with companies like MasterCard are about to wrap up this fall. And it looks like the Aussie bureaucrats are planning to implement their cashless system very quickly after the trial run is finished. In defense of CBDCs, officials suggest Australia is already shifting into a cashless society, citing the fact that the population went from 32% using cash to only 16% using cash in the span of 3 years. Of course, what they don't mention is that Australia's aggressive and draconian lockdown laws, and mandates since 2020 push the public into relying more and more on digital purchases. Listen, that's true. That's very true. And I resent how much I've had to rely on my plastic. I really used to do everything in cash. And I'm trying to move back to it as much as I can now, but it looks like the days of that are soon to be over. Already the top 4 banks in the country are removing the counter cash withdrawals at most of the what? At their what? Excuse me. Okay, I'll check that in a minute. Special centres will be put in place for more complex banking needs, including cash, but the overall trend will be... Oh, okay, so I guess I'm going to get the third degree Spanish Inquisition every time I want to get money out then, do I? The overall trend will be the reduction of paper money, forcing the populace to go fully digital. Exactly, forcing. What does this clown have to say?
Concerns are growing for senior citizens with more and more banks going cashless. Yes, banks going cashless. Over-the-counter transactions are no longer available at some Commonwealth Bank branches, with cash only available through ATMs. For more, we're joined by the Chief Operating Officer of National Seniors Australia, Chris Grice. Thanks so much for your time, Chris.
I mean, ATMs.
Not everyone's happy about this. I mean, a cashless trend. What's going on?
What do you mean? So hold a sec. We can still get it at the ATM. So what's the big... I see the problem. I mean, why wouldn't you give it over at the counter? But still, the ATM, and they're not getting rid of ATMs, are they?
Not only sort of seeing cash being sort of, I guess, removed from the economy, but we're seeing obviously a deliberate play to transition everybody over to digital transactions. 2030, they're removing cheques from circulation. So there's a big shift to getting people off cash.
Big shift, also a big adjustment for those it most impacts.
I saw someone paying for a carton of cigarettes the other day with a check. It was hilarious. And I signed up for just because I got debanked recently, which is a bit of a long story, but I never really got to the bottom of it. But they ended up forcing. I made a complaint to the ombudsman, and I got a small payout for it because I was in the right. And they were in the wrong, but they still didn't give me an explanation. Anyway, I had to change banks for my business banking. And I asked about checkbooks. I don't know why I asked about checkbooks. So they looked at me really funny. Okay, I won't get that.
Including seniors and regional communities.
Indeed, and the feedback that we're getting is that it's not as easy as just tap and go and away you go. It's sort of like some of these regional communities in particular have challenges around internet access, and so even if you're a grey nomad travelling the length and breadth of the country,
Exactly. If
you
your
don't eat
power
in
goes out, you're
Australia,
fucked. You can't do anything. You can't get petrol. This is just the use of CBDCs by the establishment is to control the flow of money. Is tied directly to the social engineering programs. As members of the World Economic Forum, don't we love these guys? Have openly admitted governments could program CBDC usage to prevent purchases of items that they deem have a negative social impact. Oh, wow. Want to have a guess what that's going to be? Like meat, excessive use of petroleums, and who they're going to decide, and they're going to have a class of, this is going to invoke a very necessary class system. This is tyranny on its face. These restricted items could be anything from ammunition to meat. There you go, meat. Of course, ammunition. That's the first one they're going to knock off the shelves. In other words, they don't have to officially ban certain products. All they have to do is make it impossible to buy them. We've entered into the mark of the beast era, and look, and this is why I'm so dead against X being the everything app. We can't let this happen. Elon Musk has got this weird, strange obsession, and I'm glad that it's him that's taking it on, because he actually fails at most of the things he does. You've noticed that the Mars thing's over. Teslas are really bad cars. They solve a problem that, well, they actually don't. They don't solve any problems. They pretend to solve a problem that actually, and in reality, it creates more problems. It's still, all of his vehicles are still dependent on the fossil fuel dependent electricity grid. And we've got the added human crisis thing of the cobalt artisanal miners that go into the manufacture of his batteries. He's obsessed with the letter X. He named his kid and half his company's that. It's beyond stupid. Now he wants to put brain chips in our fucking head. I'm not in for it, guys. I don't know what you think, but let me know below in the comments. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to wrap it up because this... Oh, should I read the rest? How much more? Oh, there's only this last bit. I'll read this last bit. But the micromanagement goes well beyond this. There are plans to make the CBDCs that time out, compelling the public to spend them before they expire. Whoa, what? That means your money runs out like phone credit? What? Whoa, what? So this is all the part of being forced to own nothing and be happy because you have to spend what you've got or you'll lose it, I'm guessing. Compelling the public to spend them before they expire. There is also the issue of social credit scoring. Yeah, like Twitter, X, which has been established in China and is creeping into Western institutions like X. What if one day the powers that be decide that certain speech and certain beliefs cause harm to the greater collective and must be suppressed through monetary penalties? Well, we've got already a form of this, especially now with the payout system being introduced to, you got it, X. This could result in limitations on how you could use your bank account every time you make a comment they don't like on social media. Exactly. Like X. Or it could result in your bank account being frozen for a period of time until you publicly apologize for your statements. This is some North Korean freaky shit. I'm petrified of what I'm reading. It makes sense that Australia would be one of the first Western nations to adopt this cashless structure. Yeah, because we're fucking crazy people. We are govern me harder daddy, like right up the... Enforcing the extreme COVID lockdowns with minimal public resistance, exactly, which I'm so disgusted. I'm revolted with my country over that. To the point that citizens in cities were under house arrest and were not even allowed to go to the parks or beaches in many cases. It's likely that establishment sees Australia as very easy target for the volley of their cashless controls. This is just... Guys, this isn't stopping at us. We're the pilot nation. It's coming to you soon. Don't think it's not. And I want to thank my body conservative versus tyranny. Where is it? Where is it? I've got to credit someone for bringing my attention to this. Is it? Yeah. Right here. So thank you, Conservatism Prevents Tyranny, for alerting me to this this one by Zero Hedge. And thank you to Praying Medic as well for sharing that with us. All right, that's all I've got for now. I'll catch you next time, kids.